Alright, good morning. It is Tuesday, around 5:50 a.m., just about 6 a.m., and we are up well before the sun has peeked over the island. And the reason we're up so early is we are supporting my dad, who's trying one of the most challenging bike rides in the world, at least in terms of elevation, going from sea level here at the Waikoloa village all the way up to the top of Mauna Kea. Now there's a few concerns around what the weather will look like. It sounds like the other day it got icy and they won't let anybody pass the visitor center if it starts to get kind of to be particularly challenging conditions. So to give him the best shot of getting up and having a great ride, we're leaving right now. So we're going to take you along on the journey and see how this goes.
We've arrived at Bike Works. We're going to pick up our gravel grinder bike for the assault on Mauna Kea.
I think he's crazy, but I'm used to it.
How's it feel?
Pretty good. You're gonna have to get used to the road bike shifters and brakes. So that'll be today's mission. Get used to the new shifting systems. It feels good, and it's nice and lightweight. Lighter than my mountain bike.
Really well. They're knowledgeable, happy with the bike, lots of repair kit stuff. This is going to be great.
What did they say about the top? Yeah.
So they had a guy that just went up yesterday and he was turned around at the visitor center because of ice on the road. So that seems to be one of our bigger risks right now, is if the clouds come in and it ices the roads, they stop everybody from going up. I was excited about it, so it took a long time to get to sleep. But I think I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it.
Cheerio breakfast?
Cheerio breakfast. Cheerios and soy milk.
Departure point for the ride today is right next to the Lava Lava Beach Club. There's a public shoreline access here, and you can see the ocean behind us. Right over there is the road that we kind of came in on, and that's where the ascent begins.
1 hour into the ride, climbed about 1,300 feet and have gone 9.5 miles. It's very humid. You can see stopping fogs up my glasses. Fortunately, it's a relatively cloudy day today, and it's a little cooler than it would be in full sun.
One of the places that the bike shop told him that he could stop for kind of a rest area a little over halfway through, I think we're 38 to 40 miles from the shore, is this recreation area. And they've got restrooms and some places where you can top up on water, and it's right kind of across from Bradshaw's Army base, a couple miles from the turn to start going up Mauna Kea, which you can kind of see behind me is the base right here. So we'll be making our way up here pretty quickly, but we've already done, I think, almost 5,000 feet of elevation. So the visitor center is somewhere around 9,000, but most of the distance we've already done, so it starts to get pretty steep. How is it? Your expectations?
Yeah, it's matching pretty well.
Your heart rate's higher than you hope.
Yes, definitely. But otherwise I wouldn't make it until tomorrow. Yeah, really big headwind right here. It was mostly a tailwind so far. So I'm hoping when we turn off, it'll push me up the mountain.
I hope there's clouds left for you.
Yeah, well, so far so good right here, right?
Probably halfway up from the turnoff, and you can kind of see we've broken through the cloud bank. That's the fog that we were driving through and that he's currently biking through. And this section gets very steep, so we're thinking it might take him a little while to make it up here. We'll see how he does.
So this little, you know, of course right here it gets better, but
Yeah, a lot better.
yeah, it was like, until the access road, the biggest grade was about 8%. And now,
Double that.
yeah, now it's up to 15. So I expect that will continue.
Feel
Since I-
the
Well, and then that
oxygen.
gravel part's got to be a lot worse than this if it does that much.
Well,
vertical on
yeah,
that sort of
right. I'm gonna, you know, if they'll let me, I don't know that I'm gonna try to go to the top, but I would like to go onto the gravel to figure out if this bike could handle it. But I know I would have to walk a lot of it. So the what I notice, I don't feel like it's hard to breathe, but I notice my heart rate goes down. You know, I can't reach the heart rate that I feel like I should. So it's probably not getting enough oxygen to the muscles, so they can't put out as much power. So everything's not limited a little bit, but I don't feel it yet. Just observe it. Yeah, on that 15% grade, it went up to like 150. But yeah, and you have to keep going.
Yeah. As we were driving up it, we were all thinking that it would not be fun.
I'm glad I have a light bike.
Clouds are coming back up.
It's so warm when they go away.
I'm glad it's not foggy. As soon as we came out of that cloud, I guess it's that cloud we drove
Yep.
through, right?
Yep.
And we came out of that, and the sun started getting on my black jacket. It got warm in a hurry.
How was that going through that drizzle though? That wasn't cold?
Well, as long as I kept moving. If I stopped, yeah, you got cold in a hurry. That's why I put that wind stopper is water resistant, so it keeps that kind of stuff out. All right, I'm going to press on.
All right.
See you at the visitor center, probably.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so we just talked to the ranger over there who kind of protects the off-road section of the ascent. This is where we're stopping, which is kind of the visitor center. It's closed because of COVID, but if you had kind of a four-wheel drive vehicle, you could make it all the way up to the top of Mauna Kea here, and very, very friendly ranger. We're gonna see if he wants to make it up to the top. I know there's a few bike issues with the kind of gear sizes, but it is open, so we'll see. Beautiful view up here. It's kind of neat seeing the fog bank rolling in from the helo side, and then it kind of makes it into the center here and kind of gets stuck. So really beautiful spot. Not the best weather day for it, but could certainly be a lot worse, and it's almost nice not having the sun beating down on us at this altitude. So very pleasant. We were just this nano puff and plenty warm right now. Obviously it can be much worse, but really enjoying it up here.
I'm glad it tapered off here. Whew. Lunchtime?
Yep.
Whew.
Feel the altitude now?
What's that?
Do you feel the altitude yet?
I'm starting, yeah. That's each 1,000 feet, I was going slower. So I could pedal, maybe at 8,000 feet, I could do 12% grade, no problem. Back there, I was 12, 13%, I was having to walk. And 16%, there's just no way. But I still have some juice. I'd like to ride part of it. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna make it all the way to the top, but I'd like to go a little farther and see what it's like. The road is actually in pretty good shape for gravel bike tires. Definitely some soft spots. Biggest issue is the gearing. Not really friendly to the soft, but the view is great. And I'm glad there's a nice view before getting to the top, because I'm gonna run out of time. Well, I think this is my turnaround spot. I'd hoped to be able to climb high enough to see back over to the west, but we still have some Mauna Kea in our way. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. My support team has gone back down to the ocean, so I need enough time to ride back myself. The road takes a bend right now and heads out to the east. So I probably have to climb quite a bit more before it hairpins back. So we will do that next time.
Beautiful sunset, and he should be back here any second. So we're gonna go see him. He's actually biking around the property to get extra miles so that he can hit 100 miles. And it's been really neat for those that are maybe kind of bikers. We've actually been able to follow his progress on this Garmin Live Track app. Not only can we see his time and distance, but we're actually able to see his heart rate and kind of where he is, his projected route. And so really neat app, really been kind of fun to follow that. And we're gonna go see how he went, or how it went. You can see this, but he just ticked over 100.1 miles. End of day stats, average speed 8.93 miles per hour. Total time 11 hours and 12 minutes. Elevation gain 10,831 feet. It's actually just the elevation gain. He also came down that as well. So pretty crazy day of biking. So how was it?
It was good. Coming down on a gravel bike with no suspension, the gravel part was really bumpy. So I think I needed to let a little more air out of the tires to really do that right. I can see why a lot of people go up to the top but have somebody give them a ride down. That would be a nightmare to come back down on that gravel all the way from the top. The ride back was surprisingly chilly, all the way down to like 3,000 feet. I was cold.
Did you get any rain?
Misting. So it was like riding through a cloud most of the time.
Wow. Any tips for anybody who's thinking about doing it?
Well, definitely make sure that your bike has a low gear, lower than the typical for a gravel bike. I liked leaving early in the morning. I needed to leave earlier, and if you have a support system, then you could probably carry less stuff, and that would make it less grueling to get to the top. No doubt somebody wants to go all the way to the top, they need some support on the gravel road.
Cool. How far up did you get? I saw the picture. Do you know what the final elevation was?
It's over 10,000. Yeah, there was according to Garmin anyway, it was like 10,100 or something like that.
Nice. Well, congratulations, you did it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Time for dinner.
Time for dinner.